This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in the last session, what was the concept we have discussed?
Uh, we have seen the dead letter queue and run the dead letter handler.
Yeah, so the dead letter queue concept is completed, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today we are moving to module 9. So module 8 security is still pending. So that we'll discuss after module 9. So in module 9, we are going to discuss with the logging mechanism. So logs. Okay. So what is mean by log according to you? Have you ever heard about a file called a log? Sachin, Rahul, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm asking a question. What is mean by log according to you? What do you know about log?
It contains the error information.
Okay. So a log file contains some information. It could be
Yep.
related to error or it could be related to some transaction. It could be anything. It will contain some information. Now the question is, what is the use case of say error log? So for example, there is a log file which contains error. So that is called error log file. So by seeing that error log file, what is the advantage we have? What can we do with that?
We can look for the reason for the failure and troubleshoot accordingly.
For troubleshooting purpose, error log file and transaction log files, they are going to be very useful for us. So this log concept is not limited to only IBM MQ. Whatever the technology you see in the world, every technology must
Exactly.
be having a log. Okay. So in MQ, how this log is going to behave, how many logs we have, what kind of logs we have. So let's see in today's session. So this logs concept will be mostly critical part. So because you have to understand, like you have to see that you have to understand this is how it behaves. That's it. So there will be nothing for you to practicality. So practical will be very less in a logs concept. So my explanation would be more. Okay. So MQ logs. So there are two types of logs in MQ. In MQ, we have total two types of logs. They are error logs and transaction logs. So as the name says, error log contains, error log records the error details of a queue manager or errors of the MQ software. It means if any error happened in the queue manager level or if any error happened on the MQ software level in the server, that logs will be recorded in the MQ error log files. And come to the transaction logs, as the name says, the transaction log records the currently ongoing transactions of the queue manager. So in today's session, we are going to concentrate on the error logs.
Sir,
Okay.
transaction log means exactly what?
So for example, you have created a local queue inside the queue manager. What is that? It's a transaction related to the queue manager. So that will be recorded in the transaction log of the queue manager. Or an application connected to the queue manager, it is pushing the message to the queue manager. So that is a transaction related to queue manager. So that will be recorded inside the transaction logs of the MQ.
Okay, fine, sir.
So
Okay.
So how that is going to happen, we are going to see in the next session. So today we are going to concentrate on the error logs only. So before going to the error log file, I will show you a table now. This will give you a complete picture of how the logs are segregated in IBM MQ. So as we already know, MQ have two types of logs. So they are error logs and then transaction logs. So again, okay, so today's session, we are going to concentrate on the error logs only. So tomorrow we are going to start with the transaction logs. So again, error logs are divided into two types. They are queue manager level errors and software level errors. It means in a queue manager, if any error happened, that will be recorded in the error log, or in the MQ software level error, if any error happened, that will be recorded in the error logs. So that's why this file is called as error logs. So queue manager level says, so it will contains the queue manager level errors, and software level errors, it will record the software level errors. Now come to the transaction logs. I will just give you a brief introduction of transaction logs, and then we'll move to the error logs. So transaction logs are again divided into two types: circular logs and linear logs. It means if any transaction happening in a queue manager, the transaction is going to be recorded in a circular logging mechanism or in a linear logging mechanism of the queue manager. So how that is going to be happen, that we are going to discuss in the tomorrow session. So again, circular logs are having primary files or secondary files. Linear log files also will be having primary files and secondary files. So if you take any queue manager, that queue manager will be having primary files and secondary files to record the transaction logs. So, but these primary files and secondary files, are they going to behave in a circular logging mechanism or linear logging mechanism? That is going to make the difference between circular logs and linear logs. So anyway, so right now forget about this. So now let's come to the error logs. So error log. So error logs will basically record the error information of a queue manager or is the particular MQ software. So let's come to the queue manager level errors first. So if there are any errors in the queue manager, those are recorded in the queue manager level error. So the default path of the queue manager level error will look like this. In Windows, the path will be C program files, IBM MQ, queue managers, go to that particular queue manager name, and then you have to go to the errors directory. But here we are learning on Linux, so it will be like this: var mqm. What is var mqm?
The log file destination.
Sorry?
The log file destination.
No, I am asking what is var mqm? It's not a log file destination. What is var in Unix?
Log directory, sir.
No, var is not a log directory.
Where is
Var
system
contains too many things,
mount
not
point?
only log. Sorry?
So where is system define mount point, you can say, wherein all type of logs or you can say the directories are present.
Okay, you are right. Can you simplify the definition?
Sorry.
Can you simplify the definition?
So where it's system mount point which you define while creating this OS.
Okay, so simply we can say where is a working point, right? In Unix. So that is what I have.
Where is it?
Where is a working path,
Yeah.
right? So OPT is the installation path in the Unix, and where is the default working path. So where MQ is the MQ default working path in the Unix operating system. So you have to go to the working path of MQ, and then there is a directory called QMGRS. And if you go to the particular queue manager directory, there is a directory called errors directory. In this errors directory, there is the error log file. So for example, if I go to my server, oh, okay, I have not switched on the VM. So let me switch it on. So it may take just a couple of minutes. So my VM is getting switched on. on. Okay, now I can go to mobile system and then I can take SSH.
Please increase the font.
Yeah, sure. Okay, is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I do the SPMQ, there would be two human. Okay, so let me start then. Okay, now, okay. So let's see the error log path of QM1 and QM2. So as per our PPT, it will be in default working path, var MQM, Q managers, your Q manager name, and then we have to go to the RS directory. So if I go to var MQM, so in this working path, so there will be a lot of directories. Out of these directories, we have to go to a directory called QMGRS. Oh, sorry, it's QMGRS. Now see, we are in var MQM QMGRS. So when we go to this path, there would be two directories, like whatever the Q manager we create, right? That particular file system will be created in the working path of the that Unix operating system. So here, if I want to see the error log of QM1, the thing is I have to go to QM1 directory. Now we are in var MQM Q managers QM1. Now if you go here, there would be again hell lot of directories and files which are associated for QM1. Now here we have to go to a directory called errors directory. So go here. Now see var MQM Q managers QM1 errors. So now we are in this path. So when we are in this path, when we list the content, there would be three files: amkerror1.log, amkerror2.log, amkerror3.log. So these are the three files where QM1 error logs are going to be stored. Now, if I want to see the error log file of QM2, so the path I should go is cd var mqm qmgrs qm2 and then errors, so that we can see the error log file that are associated for Q manager 2. So if I list here, again there are three files, but these three files are record the errors of QM2 because we are in QM2 working path. But these three files record the errors of QM1 because we are in the path of QM1 error log. So what next? Okay. So in the error log path of a Q manager, there will be three files with the below names: amkerror1.log, amkerror2.log, amkerror3.log. So the error log file are going to be, the error information of that particular Q manager. So that is going to be stored in these three files. So the default size of the each and every file is 16 MB from MQ7.5. It means first error file can store up to 16 MB of size, second error up to 16 MB, third error up to 16 MB. So the error log file will follow a mechanism called triple write mechanism to record the latest error. So before going to the logs behavior, okay. So these logs are going to behave in such a way called a mechanism called triple write mechanism. So it means if any error happened in the particular queue manager, the queue manager follows triple write mechanism to record the latest error. Now the question is, what is meant by triple write mechanism? So triple write mechanism is a process of recording the latest errors in the first file only. It means in the error log file, in the error logs directory, in the errors directory, we already know that we will be having three files: MQ error 1.log, 2.log, 3.log. Now the thing is, if any latest error happen, to which file I should open, to which file I should go? And the answer is, you must go to the first file to see the latest error, because the purpose of triple write mechanism is, it is a process of recording the latest error in the first file only. So that is the purpose of triple write mechanism. So with the help of this triple write mechanism, we are having a greatest advantage that if any latest error happen, you no need to worry which file you should go. Blindly you can go to the first file and you can go to the last line of the first file, so that the latest error will be recorded as a last entry in the first file. Okay, so for example, now I will do one thing. I will open error log file and I will show you how it look like. So if you see here, there is a error log, error 1.log, 2.log, and then 3.log. So the latest error will be recorded in the first file only. That's how MQ behaves because of the triple write mechanism. Now it is already having some data. Okay, you see a second log file, third log file are having no data yet. Okay, now if I open this file vi, so the file looks like this. So I will decrease the font size for a moment. Okay, so it looked like this. So this is the error and there is a dash 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 line. After this line, this is another error, and if you come down, so this is another information, error information, this is another information, like this. So if you see here, this information has been recorded on this date, on this time, on this post with the installation 1, on queue manager 2. So I think we are in queue manager 2 file system. So that is the reason it is showing queue manager as QM2. So if I want to open the QM1 error log file, the path I should go is where MQM, queue managers, QM2 errors. Now we are in, sorry, QM1, right? Okay, now we are in QM1 error log file. So if I open this file, there will be three files. Open the first file to see the latest error. Done. So it will be look like this. Okay, so the thing is, if I go to the bottom of the line, shift G, so that it will go to the bottom of the file in the view mode. Now the latest error was this one, some channel initiator has been started. So the thing is, this is not an error message, this is just like, okay, something has been started, so this is fine. Now I will create one error. So the thing is, so we have two queue managers and there is a point to point setup already between QM1 and QM2. Now what I will do is, so I will go to QM1. Right now the sender channel must be in inactive state. Okay, so I'm going to start the channel. So whenever channel come to running state, so then only it will start running. I mean, the point to point communication will be there between QM1 and QM2. Correct. Now I'm starting the channel. So channel should be in running status. Correct. But see, it is in retrain. So channel retrain is always a problematic. Sorry.
Might be listener is stopped.
I really don't know, because whenever channel is in retrain state, there could be millions of reasons behind the screen. So we need to figure it out. So listener might be wrong. Yes, it could be a possibility. It could be a reason. If listener is down, definitely channel could be in retrain state. Okay. Okay. I will do one thing. I will shut down the queue manager, the receiving queue manager, NMQM QM2. Now the queue manager is shut down. So go to QM1, restart the sender channel once. Now the channel is in stopped state. Let's start the channel. Display channel. Okay, sorry, start channel. Request accepted. Now check the status. Now the channel is in retrying status. Whenever channel is in retrying status, there could be millions of reasons behind the screen, and channel retrying is always a problematic status. So channel is running, channel is inactive, channel is stopped. Fine. These are health statuses only, because whenever channel is stopped, it means we have intentionally stopped the channel due to some specific purpose. So that is fine. But whenever channel is in retrying, channel keep on trying to connect the receiving queue manager, but the receiving queue manager, I mean, it is not able to establish the communication due to some problem. So it's a problem. Now we need to figure out why the channel is in retrying. Now, out of millions of reasons, which reason I could say? It could be a listener down, it could be network issue, it could be blah blah blah, different issues. Now the easiest and the best solution I have for this is I simply go to the QM1 error log file and I will see the latest error. So there it will be recorded. So for example, if I go to var mqm qmgrs QM1 errors directory, if I do list here, see some data has been came. Previously it was 18,000 bytes. Now it is 20,000 bytes. It means some error has been recorded. So if I open this file and I will go to the bottom of the file by pressing Shift G in the VI mode. Okay, see now some error. Okay, so this is the latest error. If any error happen, it looked like some bigger information like this. So the error happened on this date, on this time, which is very latest one. So the error says remote host not available, retry later. It means the channel that is trying to connect, so it will connect to the IP address, right? That IP address, that remote host is not available. So that is the reason channel went to retrying state. Now I'm getting some clue, right? Now the thing is, if you see the error here, the attempt to allocate the conversation using TCP IP host, local host, and then 1420. So this is the remote queue manager to IP address and queue manager to port number. So this TCP connection is not available. It means something related to listener, because in the listener only we will give the TRP type TCP. So something related to the listener, right? Now the thing is, I will go to the queue manager QM2. I mean, in this server, there will be a queue manager. So I will go to that particular queue manager and I will see the listener status, because by seeing that explanation, that is what I can see. And also MQ will suggest you take this kind of action so that problem can be resolved. But by seeing just this explanation, I already got a clarity. Okay, something problem with the listener at the remote side. Now I will go to queue manager 2 to close the files. So if I want to go to the queue manager, the queue manager is down. So first of all, we have to start it. QM2. Now it is up and running. Now if I go to QM2, now see display ls status lstr2, listener not found. I mean the listener status is not found. So it means the listener is down. So let's start the listener. Start listener lstr2. Start it. Display ls status lstr2. Done. Now it is running. Now let's go to the sending queue manager side and let's try to restart the channel. Display CHS CHL1. See, it's automatically came to running status. No need to restart also. As soon as listener came, channel automatically came to running status. Now there is a point-to-point communication between QM1 and QM2. So this is how we can get a clue by seeing the error log file. Okay, so getting the uses of error log file. Any questions?
Sir, triple right, you said first file only.
Correct.
when these next two files will be used?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. Next slide will give you the explanation about it.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's see, with the help of triple rate mechanism, how error log files are going to record the errors. So simple. So there are three files: AMQ error 1.log, 2.log, 3.log. So let's assume there is a brand new queue manager called QM1. So as it is a brand new queue manager, by default each and every file will be empty because no error has been occurred and no entry in the error log file. So the thing is, so it will follow a triple rate mechanism. So what is mean by triple rate mechanism? The latest error will be going to the first file only. Now the thing is, let's assume some error is happened now in QM1. So the latest error will go to the first file only. It means to here. Now the error is recorded here. Now second error will be recorded in the first file. Third error, first file. Fourth error, first file. Because triple rate mechanism, our latest error will be always recorded to the first file only. So this will keep recording till 16 MB got full. Let's assume after a few days, this entire 16 MB got full, and now again a latest error has been occurred. Now that latest error is trying to enter into the first file, but the thing is there is no space left in the first file. Now what the queue manager will do is, the queue manager will move all the latest, all the error information from first file to second file. Now the second file is full with the 16 MB, with the 16 MB, and the first file is again empty. Now latest error information will keep recording in the first file. Now again after few days, again first file full with the 16 MB. So it got full. Now again latest error happened and it is trying to enter into the first file because that's the triplet mechanism follows. Now there is no space in the first file. So the queue manager will try to move the error information from first file to second file, but second file is already full with the previous errors. So what queue manager will do is, it will move entire error information from second file to third file. Now third file is full with the 16 MB and second file is free. Now the information from first file will be again moved from to second file. Now second file is 16 MB full. Now first file is empty. Now the latest error information again will start recording in the first file only. Now let's assume after a few days, again first file full. Now first file full, second file full, and third file is also full. Now latest error is happened. So triple rate mechanism, so error information tries to enter into the first file, but first file is full, so it has to move from first file to second file, but second file is already full, so it has to move from second file to third file, but third file is also already full. Now what queue manager will do is, it will remove this entire information from third file from the hard disk itself permanently, because these are very old errors. You have nothing to do with it. So now third file will be empty because queue manager permanently deletes them. Now error information will move from second file to third file, and again first file to second file. Now latest error information will be recorded in the first file. So this is how that triple write mechanism works in the queue manager error logs. So this is completely a backend process. We have nothing to do with it. So once we install MQ, that's it. Queue manager will take care of this triple write mechanism. So clear how error logs behaves?
Sir,
Any question?
you said after third file is getting full, next error if it occurs, then third file is getting blank and second file का जो भी data है that is getting shift to third file, and then first file का data second file में जाएगा and it will start recording the latest error in first file. Correct, sir?
Correct. Exactly. That's how it behaves.
Okay. Sir, these logs are getting rotated on daily basis?
No. It's not on daily basis. It depends on how frequently your first file is getting full. So if the errors are
Sorry?
happening very frequently, then very frequently the logs are getting rotated. If it's happened like yearly once, then it won't rotate that much frequently. So it depends on how many
Okay.
errors are happening in the queue manager.
So you mean to say whenever data is getting full in this error log, then only these files are getting rotated.
Exactly.
Okay. There is no some concept called like rotating the log on daily basis.
No, 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 no. In the error logs, there is no such kind of thing.
Okay,
So
sir.
it's
Fine. Got
completely
it.
automatic, completely taken care by the queue manager based on how frequently the errors are happening in the queue manager. That's it. We have nothing to do. So,
Okay,
but
sir.
we just have to understand the concept. That's it. Okay. Now, to maintain this triple write mechanism, there is a file called amqhlctl.lfh that is maintained by the queue manager. Like whenever we create a queue manager, this file amqhlctl.lfh will be created inside the queue manager. So this person is responsible to manage the triple write mechanism. So if this file got deleted inside the queue manager, that's it. Your queue manager is corrupted. So from the backup, you have to restore this file again. So this file will be cd where mqm go to log and then go to qm1. So there is a path called log path. In the log path, again there are directories with the queue manager names. So if you list here this person will be there, amqhlctl.lfh, amq header log, control log file header. So this person is responsible to maintain the triple write mechanism of qm1. So if I go to qm2 log path, like where mqm log qm2, so again there is one more person, amqhlctl.lfh. So this person is responsible to maintain the triple write mechanism of queue manager to error log. So that CRT MQM program, right? When we create a queue manager, what it will do is it will create the entire needed data structure, directory structure for that particular queue manager, so that queue manager behaves in such a way. So CRT program is not a simple program. It is having very heavy logic inside it. All right. Now let's come to the software level errors. So this regards the MQ software level errors. It means if there are any errors happens in the software level itself, then that is going to be recorded in the software level errors. So the default path is going to be in Unix, it will be in var mqm errors. So in var mqm, there is top level errors directory. So this errors directory will hold that MQ software level errors in that particular server. So generally these are identified by FDC file. So it means in this path there are FDC files like failure data capture files. So these failure data capture files will capture the data which are related to software level errors. So FDC stands for failure data capture. Okay. So the thing is, if I go to cd var mqm, so there are a hell lot of files and directories. So we already have some idea about QMGRS. Now we are going to discuss about some another directory called errors directory. So this directory is going to have the software level errors of that particular queue manager. Now we are in var mqm errors. If I do ls minus lrt, see there are FDC file, FDC, 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 failure data capture. As this FDC occurred, it means some conflict has happened in for the MQ software inside this server. If I open this FDC file look like this. So see, IBM MQ first failure symptom report. It is happened on this date, on this machine. This is my server name, on this operating system, on this MQ version. This is for MQ Linux, and the vendor is IBM. The data path is var mqm. Installation path is opt mqm associated with this installation. And this is a trial license. It's not a original license. It's not a paid license. It's a trial license, trial version. And you see there is something called prob ID. This is the main thing. Due to this problem ID, this FDC has been happened. Now, if you want to understand what does this prob ID refers to, So just you come down, there is something called problem description. So this problem ID will be having the description here. So an unexpected asynchronous signal has been arrived and ignored. So this is the explanation for this prob ID. So generally in real time also, this kind of FDCs will keep getting generated, and these are very common. Like, this FDC, we have nothing to do. So the thing is, an unexpected asynchronous signal has been received and ignored. So these kind of unexpected asynchronous signal will keep happening in the real time also. So in this case, it is happened due to, you see, something called arguments DQ2 QM2, which is runMQ DLQ. So it means due to this runMQ DLQ program, this unexpected asynchronous signal has been happened. Like, for example, in the last session when we were discussing about the dead letter queue, we have discussed something called dead letter handler by running runMQ DLQ. And in order to execute that, I have pressed Control Z in my keyboard, right? You remember that point? So that Control Z is not a recognized signal for our IBM MQ software. That is the reason this error is happened. So why I am saying that much sure shot is, this happens in the real time also. That is the reason I am very sure on it. And it is clearly says this is the program name which is caused for the FDC, and this is the arguments name for this program. It means when we were executing the command, this is happened. So this is fine. This is not a problematic thing. Okay. So whenever your MQ software does not understand anything in the server, so it will generate a FDC. So that is what FDC means. So FDC, we have nothing to do. So these kind of FDCs, we can delete them. So because sometimes space issues may happen. Now what I will do is, I will remove this FDC because there is nothing we can do with the FDC. Done. It's removed. Okay. Now there is one more FDC. Let's open and see why this is happened. So, okay, this is happened due to this problem ID. Yeah.
Sir, for each and every system error, there will be a new FDC file.
Yes, exactly. There will be a new FDC file
For different types of errors.
Exactly. Correct.
Okay.
Previously, you see the file which we have deleted, it was having a different prob ID. Now I have opened a new FDC file. It is again having a different prob ID. So to understand this prob ID, there will be the description in the beginning. Some internal IBM MQ error has occurred. Okay, so this is also not clear. So these kind of FDCs will keep happening. So we can ignore all these things. So this is happened due to QM3 queue manager with the help of AMQZ MUR0. Okay, so due to this program on this queue manager, this error is happened. So this is fine. So if I open this FDC file, let's see what is the error behind this. So okay, this is the problem ID, and this is happened due to running to DLQ. Okay, this is fine. Maybe unexpected asynchronous signal. Yeah, correct. So fine. So there are no critical FDCs, normal FDCs only. So yeah, so that's all with the FDC files. So yeah, that's all with the software level errors. So with this, we have completed the software level errors. Now tomorrow we are going to start with the transaction logs, which is very important. Okay, so this transaction logs will completely give you a full-fledged in-depth deep dive technical information about the IBM MQ. So that we are going to discuss from tomorrow on.
FDC stands for
failure data capture.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So that's all for today. We'll meet tomorrow again. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you.